Hey there, guys. It's Marek coming to you not live, pre recorded from the middle of my coronavirus bunker. And I'm here to bring you something interesting. My fingers are tapping over on the table there because I'm ready to get the first bit going here. So, I am here to talk about Star Wars. I'm at my workstation, and I'm a big Star Wars fan, as you could guess. And what I'd like to talk about is the air quotes 90s effect on Star Wars and how it really didn't do much to it in terms of, like, I guess, sort of making the brand weird in a way. Because I'm just going to start with this and how sort of stuff from it feels natural versus what we got in the future. So, bringing out a bit of evidence number one. So this is something that everybody knows. This is a Imperial Stormtrooper. Your standard issue, run-of-the-mill Stormtrooper. Look at him. Everybody knows his sort of dimensions. He's just a guy in armor and looks pretty good at it. So, what happens? Let's 90s-ify this guy. Whoops. 90s-ify. And look at this. We got a barrel-chested, and he can barely stand up because of his stance. We got a barrel-chested Stormtrooper with a big no-neck head. He can't really turn himself or anything like that on the head. Just turn. He can't, like, aim his head up and down. He's got no neck under there. You know, 90s design, super buff, super duper, like, bulked up. Like, just look at this dude. Now, this honestly, a little short for a Stormtrooper, but honestly, this doesn't cause much of a problem. It kind of gives the troops some varied body types, I guess, the best way to put it. Of course, you know, you're not going to get, like, all super duper, like, accurate there. Like, you don't have, like, the black underside of the arms for, like, near the armpits and stuff. Like, you see, it's all white, and it's, like, this piece is, like, very much, like, bulked up to support it. But it gives you some variances in troopers here. I'm going to try to get them going here. The main thing that I wanted to talk about is coming up. But yeah, like, the 90s was known for, like, this sort of superhero, big, buff, barrel-chested things, gross out, and all that other shit. And I thought I had him standing there for a second. I was going to let him go, but no, he's not. But yeah, like, as you can see there, he's got a decent pose. Decent poses, give him a blaster, pistol, or something like that, and boom. Yeah, you got your guy. Sort of 90s, the 90s edge, I guess. I'm just going to... Oh, no, he's actually standing up, leaning against his buddy there. So that works. So yeah, and this figure sort of, like, represents it. But it really doesn't damage the vision of Star Wars, because it's just like, oh, it's just a guy who's, like, buff who joined the Stormtrooper Corps. It doesn't really matter. Now, another thing I wanted to bring out to this big boy. I brought him out before during the talk about the flying troops. This is a Dark Trooper Phase 3. Now, technically speaking, this is either a droid or a guy in power armor. Once again, because of that sort of function, the big buff body type works, because it's supposed to be a combat droid / once again, power armor. It's supposed to empower the trooper within, and or just be a big old fucking battle droid. It just fits. So, now... let's get these guys out of the way, and we'll go on to the main sort of attraction here. So, I have two characters that are made from 90s blood, and those characters are, in order, because I think they appeared, Dash Rendar, and is Dash going to stand? He stands off screen. Please, Dash. Please, Dash. Stand. There we go. And Kyle Katarn. So, Kyle and Dash are two characters that were made in the 90s, of course. Dash being from Shadows of the Empire, and Kyle being from Jedi Outcast, or what was the one before it? Not Jedi Outcast. Jedi Knight, and he was in Jedi Knight, and he was also in... what was the name of that one? Because Jedi Knight was the second game. the first game he was in where he only used the blasters was Star Wars Dark Forces. Dark Forces, right? Dark Forces and Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight, and then there was Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy. And Kyle had a full story arc in all those, while Dash only appeared in one game, book series, and comic series. Now, I'm going to talk about Dash first because he is a little more in terms of 90s design with like the barrel chest and all this other stuff. But when I look at Dash, I see Star Wars. His design is not trying to be a 90s action hero or a character that's just trying to fit into Star Wars. Like, they didn't try when they were making Dash. He just works. I guess it's like this sort of minimalist design. Let me put it to you like this. When I saw the characters coming out for Rogue One, and I'm like looking at them and everything like that, I'm like, these are characters that they're really, really, really trying hard to fit into Star Wars. And it doesn't work because you can see the cracks and everything like that. Like oh, this belt, you can see, oh, this person's got like a few belts. This guy's wearing a kimono. That's crazy. That's totally Star Wars. And I'm like, no. But Dash here is wearing combat armor that looks like it's out of, I guess, Knights of the Old Republic. He's got a bodysuit underneath the armor. The armor's covering his chest. It's not exposed gut, but, maybe this is sort of like a anti-blaster mesh or something like that. You can only sort of guess with these types of things. Gloves and 2 big old guns and a backpack that allows him to carry a rifle one-handed. Now, there's 2 reasons why I think they gave him this backpack. And that's because, it's hard to carry a rifle two-handed when you got to deal another gun, and because he's just a fucking mercenary. Now, this is sort of realistic in terms of Star Wars stuff, because this is just a light rifle being carried by a, more than likely a repeating laser, and probably not a sniper rifle, I don't know. But we've seen bigger guns having to be carried around and powered by a backpack. This is understandable that, at least later on in time, it's like, oh yeah, if a soldier wants to wield a gun one-handed, just give him this backpack, and boom. It fits the design philosophy, and you know what? It works. It works. It doesn't feel out of place. It just is like, it adapts. Like, Star Wars adapts to what it's added to it. And Dash really does fit into this sort of category, because there's nothing wrong with his design. Just look at him. He's just a mercenary guy. This, you could have him in a background of, like, maybe a cantina, and boom, he works. Now, here's a little thing, too. So I'm going to move over to Kyle Katarn now. Now, Kyle, as a figure, doesn't really show this sort of 90s design. He's a little less buff than Dash. He's got 2 guns, but that's normal for Kyle, because in the first game, he wielded 2 guns. He's got his, like, cool little Tony Stark beard and all this other stuff. But Kyle had a bigger lasting than Dash Rendar, because Kyle appeared in multiple games, as I said, and his design sort of changed over time. So as you can see here, he's got his little vest, and this is just Star Wars attire, it fits. He's got chaps, I think. I'm not going to question it, but yeah, and his gun fell. Briar pistol, but like, here's what I mean by his design change. Like, he's very much been the same character in terms of design for years, but there's always time for an update, and this is an update. This is, I guess, the best way to put it, a modern rendition of Kyle Katarn. Like, the close, his updated style. He's got lighter hair. He's got lighter hair. He lost his vest. He's he's fully accepted his Jedi heritage now, and he's wielding his lightsaber. And, he's got a little bit of armor on his shoulder. He's a battle master, after all. But yeah, focus. Please. This camera's weird. There we go. But yeah, like, his design feels natural. As design changes, feels natural. It just feels like, it's a change of clothes, And I guess his hair getting lighter with age, so, you know, it makes sense. Plus, he has a lightsaber now. He's still wearing his gloves, though they're covering up his sleeves, probably to reduce, like, some form of friction? And what the hell? Air resistance, I guess, when you gotta run into battle. Makes sense because he's a battle master. Cargo pants to carry around more ammunition for his blaster with, or grenades, whatever the hell you need. It, like I said, 90s, like, this is how you take a 90s design and sort of retrofit it for, you know, the future, where everything's not going to be barrel-chested and everything like that. Kyle Katarn already wasn't too barrel-chested in his first sort of design, but, you know, later on, they just kind of, you know, changed him for the better. As you can see here, like, they changed him so that he fits in more with, like, the best ways. Dash just kind of could stay the way he is. He is a character from the 90s, and you know what? He just fits into Star Wars, too. He fits into Star Wars like the buff Stormtrooper fits in with the regular Stormtrooper, and Dash just fell over. Probably some sort of symbol that, you know, that's not the case. But yeah. So, the 90s has been in Star Wars, and it's stayed for a long time. Until Disney took over and then said all these guys weren't canon. But I don't care what Disney says. Disney are hacks. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for joining me for this video. And I'll see you guys later. Marek out. See you guys.